Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and I think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback, worn nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories. Time after sometime you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you said. And you say, go slow, I'll fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Yeah, time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside, and the drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting there. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Yeah. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time.
everyone, and welcome. I know we're a couple of minutes late, but Dom was running a tiny bit late and had to get his coffee, so we're all good. Hope you enjoyed the music. Right, anyway, I'm Andrew. This is Dom, and we're going to watch Time After Time from 1979 this week. Tonight's sync point, let's just show it to you. It's going to be here where it says, a Warner Communications company presents on the bright red background. So that's where our sync point's going to be. So I'll do a roll call while you guys all get queued up. Let's go through. So I can see in the chat we've got Hell If I Know, Calbot, Dark Unicorn, aka Sharon, Ms. Swift, Mad Matt, Eric, Phonic, James Hellier, just Calbot already I've said. One here I can see. Old Johnny Devick. There we go. So, Dom, tell me about your deep love for this film.
I do. I really like this film. It's one of those. It's a movie that when you explain it, it sounds like a fever dream, right? Like H.G. Wells traveling to find Jack the Ripper in 1970 San Francisco.
Sorry, I forgot Immortal Rimus. I can't forget you, Immortal Rimus. I do apologise if you're there as well, my friend. Yeah. So, yeah, Jack the Ripper and H.G. Wells chasing through time. Yeah, I'll go with it. I'm happy with it.
It's a movie that shouldn't work on paper. Like, it's goofy, and it's just like, who came up with that idea? Apart from, you know,
obviously the author of the book.
Yeah.
Steve Hayes, who wrote the book. Sorry, Carl Alexander wrote the book. You can hear, yeah.
It's nuts.
It is nuts.
It's almost as nuts as Sherlock Holmes solving a Lovecraftian eldritch crime of sorts.
And Dom, you wanted a sequel to that now, didn't you? You would have loved a whole series of them.
I would, yeah, definitely. I'd love this as a series.
Anything more young Sherlock Holmes is what I'm here for. I want young Sherlock Holmes finding a time machine.
Oh, that would be great. We need to make that happen. That's our next backup project.
That's what we've got to do. Right, okay, let's get the countdown on and let's get the film underway.
Yes.
There we go. And what's going on here? And I just realised I haven't done the clock, have I? I am slacking today.
It's all right. We all have off days. Yeah, this is one of those films that I found a lot later in life. I was an adult when I first saw this movie. And I think my stepdad showed it to me wisely without telling me what the plot is. I believe I was sold on the idea that it's Malcolm McDowell and David Warner traveling through time. And that sold me on the idea. Then when I heard the characters' names as the film was starting, I was like, Is this about H.G. Wells going through time chasing Jack the Ripper?
I love it. It's pretty crazy. I love the fact even the credits remind me of something from the 50s or 60s.
Yeah, I was going to say like early Hammer films or something. Or even earlier, like Universal films from the 20s.
Yeah. Well, Calbot's saying, I was today years old when I saw most of this movie.
It's a fun one. It's something that slips under the radar so often.
Oh, yeah. Well, Phonic's saying, oh, yeah, proper London with...
Foggy old London town.
This is real London, not the London of the Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Proper London, this, innit?
I'm not quite sure about all the streets being cobbled back then. Yeah, but we'll go with it. I can hold me gin. I'm right as rain. Call blimey, governor.
The finest British accents. Yeah, gin is one of those drinks.
AKA Mother's Ruin, as they called it back then.
Yeah, Mother's Ruin. Governor. I need a core blimey in the next 10 minutes or so, otherwise it's not British.
The only thing is, about the same, not long after this, Spinal Tap in their film postulated of a Jack the Ripper musical. I'm in for that.
Yeah. Wow. We got something close, I suppose, with Sweeney Todd.
I know, but a proper
killer.
Jack the Ripper musical penned by Spinal Tap.
I'd watch it. I do like this perspective as well.
Yeah.
The first person. This was before Friday the 13th, actually.
It was, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, Maniac. It was before Maniac as well.
Oh, proper London with a knees up Mother Brown.
Do we owe a lot of... Sorry, I'm going down a rabbit hole now. Do we owe like Friday the 13th and a lot of that from...
Possibly. Oh, interesting. Knees Up Mother Brown originated in the 1800s, so maybe it's all right. However, it was first published in 1938.
Is that a hitching post for your horse?
It is. It is. It's a post for your horse.
So even back then we had car parking spaces.
That's right. Well, you heard last week, didn't you? Get a horse when a man bought a car.
Yes. The gentleman slasher.
John the Ripper.
John middle
That's
name
why they never
B.
caught him. They got his first name wrong.
They were looking for the wrong man all along.
Yeah. I do feel that I should dress more like a Victorian gentleman some days.
You're saying right after we've seen Jack the Ripper murder someone, I should dress more like that some days.
Yes. Yes.
Get a top hat, get the half cape going.
Yeah, exactly. A sword cane is a must.
Oh, yes. Oh, you, get back here. There it is, good old Big Ben.
Mm. Yep, with a top hat. Aldrin Derrick saying, awaiting Peter Pan's shadow to turn up any time now. That would be brilliant, a Peter Pan Jack the Ripper crossover. Oh, dark fantasy story. Captain Hook is Jack the Ripper.
I'll buy it. I like that.
That would be a great film.
But how do we fit H.G. Wells in there?
They have to journey to the centre of the earth. That's where Neverland is. Brilliant.
Well done. I tried to throw you a curveball and you hit it anyway. Oh, they're not his friends then. They don't call him Jack.
No. Actually, Pete, drinking alcohol does not warm you up medically.
It thins your blood and chills you. Makes you feel nice and warm, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I stress enough how much I love Malcolm McDowell.
I also love David Warner.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like perfect. Actually, how often do we see Malcolm as a protagonist instead of an antagonist?
Not very often.
This might be the only film I can think of where he's a goodie.
One of the only times where he's not doing something bad.
Yeah, something horrifically villainous.
I will say, whatever happened to Malcolm McDowell's career? Because he's definitely gone in the direction of direct-to-streaming DVD country now, hasn't he?
Definitely has. Crying shame as well. Oh, yes, Immortal Remus. I can picture both back when David Warner as the Doctor and Malcolm McDowell as the Master in classic Doctor Who. Oof.
That's an adorable.
It's cute.
The Time Machine last week was kind of this wondrous, magnificent, steampunky thing, which I loved. But that is adorable.
Time machine at home. We have a time machine at home. It's got the Infinity Stones in the side of it.
Yes.
It looks like a Kinder egg.
It's a Captain Nemo time machine.
It's cute. You mentioned it before we started the stream, but it does feel like a TV movie. And I don't mean that as an insult. It's got like the budget of a TV, like this. The Argo is so sweet. With the red velvet, like, oh, it's got a little pocket. It's got Wells written on the inside.
He did. He named it the Argo. Yeah, Johnny Devick saying they wanted to go not have a buff actor, so they got that down. Yeah, I mean, he does. He portrays quite kind of a nerdy H.G. Wells. James is saying it's called the Argo in the novel of the Time Machine. And then James, when else did we see the name Argo hijacked and brutally used in another movie? Yeah, it was just after he did Caligula, he needed a nice guy roll to distance himself.
It's hard to descend into villainy further than Caligula. HG. I would hate it if my mates all referred to me by my initials. All right, DE, what's up?
Yeah. But here, the people speaking to him are making the mistake a lot of people make about time machines, that the film The Time Machine got right, and this basically gets right as well. Actually, does it get it right? Are they in London? If they're in London, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember, does this film involve travel?
Maybe because of geographic, like I mentioned during last week, if you don't move in time and space, you wouldn't physically be on the same position when you travel in time because the Earth rotates. Arguably, you wouldn't even be on the Earth. You'd be in space somewhere if you travel.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just go, a wizard did it for the purpose of the film. Yeah. Mad Matt's saying this gets a lot wrong. Yeah. That was one thing the film last week I really liked that it did right, was it showed that basically the time machine goes through time, but it doesn't move through space.
Yeah.
Which, strange enough, was actually one of the things, even in the 60s with Doctor Who, they got right. Because the TARDIS is time and relative dimensions in space. So, as well as being a time machine, it can move to any point as well as a ship.
Yeah. And it's one of the things that, one of the greatest things that Doctor Who inspired, Bill and Ted, gets quite right as well. It's surprisingly accurate. Well, not accurate, of course, because it's still science fiction, but plausible time travel. Whispering Britishly. Oh, yeah, it's quite well, yes. Good God, the Ripper. Inspector Lestrade, I presume. Maybe if you didn't call your serial killers with cool names, they wouldn't be as likely to...
There's a lot of rumours as to the identity of the Ripper. There was even one that he was a member of the royal family. The name tag on it says J.T. Ripper.
What? Wait. Why was he looking through the sunroof?
Like, I'm not sure whether looking through the net curtain either. Behind it. Is he hiding? That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? If he was the worst criminal ever, he's hiding behind a piece of net curtain.
Yeah. Like he's hiding behind the door or something. Don't worry, we've only let him get away with it for several frickin' years. We'll find him. Oh, I do say it.
Exactly, Immortalimus. Whoever the real Ripper was, he must have been someone of influence or have friends in high places to escape justice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly, Mad Matt. Worst whodunit party ever. Exactly, Sharon. These gentlemen don't have anything to worry about. The Ripper targeted prostitutes. That's the thing. And that was one of the geniuses of what the Ripper did, in a way, I suppose, because he targeted those frowned upon in society, who the police wouldn't particularly be interested in protecting.
I remember when I was a kid and there was a news article on the BBC that was broadcast about the Yorkshire Ripper and the possibility of him being released to
Peter Sutcliffe.
Yeah. And I remember turning to my mum and being like afraid for her and saying like, you're not allowed to, because I didn't know Birmingham was not right next door to Yorkshire and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I was like, you can't walk the streets anymore. You can't go to work without me. And I was like, I don't know, 10.
Well, James is saying you could always try A Study in Terror or Murder by Decree for some Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper action. I love the fact he's actually shaking the stairs, pretending that they're shaking.
Yeah. These effects are beyond adorable. They are halfway between Doctor Who schlock effects and cinematic glory effects.
Yeah. Why is there a radar dish on it?
Because you need to pick up radio signals
that don't exist.
Time and space, into temporal radio.
Is it hot or cold, the time machine?
Yes. The temperature is wrong.
Is this a bit of the Back to the Future thing? Oh, welcome, Miss Swift. Didn't see you join. That's a very precise. We've released a man to your basement in 1979, technically.
Ah, Utopia. How disappointing it would be to travel back then to now.
Bring any money you have. Sir, I've got £2.87.
A threepenny pence piece.
Yes.
Oh, I've got to bring the liquor. I can't leave home without it. What happened to bureaus? I miss these kind of desks. I mean, I have one in my living room, but...
Writing bureaus.
Yeah.
It's not popular anymore, are they? People don't write like that. There we go. It's £15.
Oh, relative fortune.
£18.93. Hang on, let me do this. £15 in 19. Let's have a look. £15 in 1893. We can go back that far. Yeah, we can. £15 in 1890. 1,604 British pounds.
In today's money?
Yep. Or approximately 2011 American dollars, or 780 million Canadian dollars.
I need a few more currencies, Andrew. Could you get me the the Japanese yen, the Indian rupee?
Yeah, those banknotes probably wouldn't be legal tender by 1979. In fact, James, those banknotes would probably be worth more as an antique than they would have for their face value. Yeah, exactly. Hell if I know. November 5th is a fixed point in time. What is? Lens flares, time travel produced by J.J. Abrams. Actually, that's a really good point about the November 5th thing. Hell if I know. Is this an impact on the Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Films? Because
I'm sure that the screenwriters would have looked at, like, greatest time travel hits of the last few years.
And that's quite a good point, Calbot. How does he update a skylight in his basement?
This is so cute.
It's adorable, isn't it, Dom?
It really is. I just want to dive into 70s sci-fi now, like a lot of them.
Clearly, he didn't build the time machine very well if it kind of started falling apart on this journey, but it was fine on the last one.
Oh no, it's got 2 journeys in it. Well, 1 and a bit.
Not the Charleston. You could have averted a dance craze. Time's going in a funny order.
It is, yeah. We're like going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth.
Yeah, that's true, Sharon. It would suck if he travels in time and not space, and in the future his basement's full of concrete.
It's alright, here's that skylight, he can get out.
This is reminding me of Superman the movie.
Yeah.
This trading scene here. They can be a great people, Kal-El, if they wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. Okay, I just heard that as the second test tube baby was Pope John Paul's successor.
They've created the ultimate pope.
Oh, it's
it's Corey.
It's Corey. It's Corey Feldman.
Feldman, yes.
Not hey, my
Corey Feldman. What are you doing here? You've got Jason Voorhees to go kill in a few years. New theory about this time travel.
So, is it because the time machine was moved to America, but the time machine wasn't there?
My guess is it's a stasis pod, and he's been trapped in stasis, and because it cracked, bits of history have leaked in the form of speech. And now, yeah, don't think about it too hard, Calbot. That's exactly what we should do.
Yes. Yeah.
Smarter people would, but I'm just dumb enough.
Unearthed by workmen in London 2 years ago. So effectively, if we think about what happened in the last film, they've picked up the time machine as it was whizzing in its bubble of light and carried it halfway across the planet.
Wait, it had actual HG behind him. Well, yeah, I know that was...
Yeah.
Oh, they've full-on nicked his house.
I like the fact his spare glasses are still in his desk drawer.
That's really cute.
This feels a very TV movie. All this stuff
it does.
here.
It feels like an episode of Quantum Leap or something.
Yeah. That's interesting. You can see the exhibit quite a long time. The museum's open 10 a.m. till 9 p.m.
I guess San Francisco's got some decent museums. Flag? Oh. The Krishnas.
Okay, gang. I'm going to put up a poll on YouTube because of Nicholas Meyer. And I'm going to ask you for a watch party in the future when I put the poll up. We need to watch one dystopian future nuclear holocaust film that's suitably depressing.
Only one?
Only one. We can watch one. So let's have a look.
What are they on the streets of Vegas? Why are we seeing pornography just out open for people to
It's Vegas,
pick up?
obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. We have a choice. Just checking something. Okay, they're approximately the same length. Do we watch Threads or The Day After? That's right, Sharon. And I'm going to...
A boy and his dog.
I'll tell you what, we'll have this. You've got to come to the watch parties to decide. Let me do this. Let's do it this way. I'm going to start a poll, and I will say... Let's do this.
Why don't we just watch Miracle Mile while we're at it as well? Let's get real depressed up in here. I've never seen Threads.
Okay. I'm going to leave that poll up till the end of the watch party. Okay, we'll leave that poll up till the end of the watch party, and for a future watch party.
How was
I will warn you. I will warn you. The week after
dollar.
Threads or day after, we will be watching something very funny.
Yeah, we're going to need some fun after that.
We'll probably watch UHF the week after.
Ooh, yes.
My God, look at this.
Get a small Coke to go. What a goblin of a man. He just grabs the bag, grunts, and leaves.
I was actually didn't walk off. Yep, bags are about as full then as they are now.
Pommes frites. This is like a time travel for us. Me especially, because I'm so far distant from this in comparison. I'm the baby. But seeing the 1970s version of McDonald's is just adorable. Time to Google pommes frites.
Look at the price of a 17-inch TV then. $440 in 1979 for a 17-inch TV.
It was colour too, whatever that means.
Yeah, but TVs were horrendous.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a look. How much would that be now?
Funny. My argument for Threads is if we're going to get depressed, we may as well go in. Full in, no half measures. We buy antiques and jewelries and leave.
Okay. Good God. That TV now is the equivalent of $1,900.
Yeah, so it's a pretty high-end...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Mad Matt. That was a used TV. Threads is at 55%. Like I say, at the end of the watch party, I will be... At the end of the watch party, I will... Whatever wins...
Oh. It is
lots of a conceptual crossover with Star Trek 4.
Yeah, this has a lot of conceptual crossover with Star Trek 4. A bunch of stuff. I was mentioning it earlier that the reason why the director of this film didn't direct Star Trek 4, even though he directed Star Trek 2, was because it was so similar to this film being a time travel piece set in San Francisco. I read all about it while I was proofreading the In Search of Tomorrow book. I think it's still available to purchase. Go get it now.
I don't even want to go to San Francisco. It's very slanty.
Hilly. Yeah, I was about to say. I think of Kirk's glasses. Well, another Star Trek connection that Andrew pointed out. I think before the watch party again, our protagonist here did kill Captain Kirk, didn't he?
Yep. And David Warner. Well, David Warner tortured Captain Picard. Yeah. He was an alcoholic who got rescued by Kirk, and then was the Klingon Chancellor who helped usher in peace. James, yeah. Apparently there's a deleted scene where H.G. Wells meets a punk on a bus with a ghetto blaster.
He gives him the nerve pinch on his neck. Yeah. The classic H.G. nerve pinch.
I don't know what I think of the score to this film. It's not... I'm saying it's a bad score.
It's TV movie score.
It's a lot of nothing, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean to be nasty, but it's not...
It doesn't have a distinct character.
No.
James is saying he's not joking. About the scene.
Good God.
Oh my God.
There we go.
The old.
You can go to a less reputable place for your jewellery.
I'd like one of these guns, please. I know
it is kind of a reverse Terminator, and it needs more Matthew Modine.
I know I complain a lot about films not having.
Oh, blimey, governor!
As if they played the national anthem a bit there. Oh wait, no. Is it? Wait, what is the national anthem for England? I've forgotten.
Hang on,
it's been so long.
We've got another time travel connection. See, she's got a kink for time travelers.
It's bothering me.
Hell if I know's got it. That's Clara Clayton from Back to the Future 3.
Yes, there we go.
Her type are time traveling professors.
Time traveling inventors.
Yep.
Okay, someone needs to hose her down. This is a bit too horny for an individual that's just walked in.
Yeah, but one of her ancestors had a fling with a similar time traveling professor. Immortal will only know she's a descendant of the time traveling Browns if she randomly starts pointing to her groin area. That's right, Ms. Swift in Back to the Future 3. Yes, because money was clearly no object. I'm going to send you to the Motel 6, my friend.
I wonder if I could get away with randomly pretending that I'm a time traveler if I just speak in a British accent. Well, my accent.
Go into your local branch of the Bank of United England or whatever it's called, where he is, Dom, wearing a tweed suit and pretend. I'm a time traveller.
Excuse me, has another British person been in here recently?
Yeah, but Dom, that wouldn't be in Vegas. That wouldn't be the strangest thing that's ever happened to them.
No, it wouldn't.
That'd be a daily
There's 6 other people in line pretending to be time travelers.
You think this is the first time a time traveler's coming here, mister? It's Vegas. What are you doing? Get out of here.
However, if you needed to sell jewellery of dubious legal origin, you'd find a place in Vegas as well.
Well, yeah, the pawn shop. From the Pawn Stars. Can I just say I'm proud of all of us? None of us has burst into Cyndi Lauper territory yet.
Not yet, but we did for the music intro.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Now, I'm going to maybe give her a pass on that comment about the fact at least he's not gay. And I'm going to say this, and I mean this completely nice and whatever, as people know I'm not homophobic, prejudice, or whatever at all. But I did find out apparently why there is historically a large number of gays in San Francisco.
Oh,
it's due to the naval shipyards being based there, and when they had a policy of if you were gay, you weren't allowed to be in the Navy. If they found out, they literally just dumped you at the port. So sailors were dumped in San Francisco. The Navy would pay for you to go from wherever you lived in the country, cross country, to get on a boat, but as soon as they found out you were gay, you'd be dumped in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Which is apparently why.
It's nice to see that time hasn't changed. Taxi drivers, they still drive like absolute gorms.
There's something quite adorable about his childlike wonder.
Of everything.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Bullet as well, Cal, but...
That's a money belt, isn't it? Look at that.
That's adorable.
So, I'm just thinking how he got there. Is it he got in the time machine, and in the future the time machine be moved to America? Because he got out the time machine at the same place in the H.G. Wells Museum as well?
I suppose so. Yeah, because canonically it gets moved.
Yeah. Oh, Threads is edging out in the lead.
Ooh. We're going to need a hug after that film.
I love the fact that he's so much more customized to the future.
Mm-hmm.
But how long has he been there for?
It hasn't been long, has it? I think it was only like a couple of days at most in advance. Maybe just hours.
I don't know. It must be a while because look, he's had a haircut, shave. He's got modern clothes. He does seem to have
adapted
acclimatized
a lot better. Yeah.
I can smell the cigarette smoke in that hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The walls are meant to be eggshell white. It's
yeah. And the doors too.
Yeah. And the cabinet, the throw, everything. Oh, that bedspread.
Yeah.
Oh. That television remote.
That looks so
fake.
It looks so TV movie-ish, which is again. Strangely enough, the animation all appears to be from the Warner catalogue. I can't think why.
Hmm. It's incredible picture quality.
Mm. And it's interspersing widescreen footage with him.
I'm just realising the Fifth Element completely steals this scene as well, where
of Phonic,
Lulu
yeah.
gets to W.
It's actually a remote. You remember remotes on a cable? Yeah, I remember seeing remotes on a cable. I remember them. I think, James, it's possibly they couldn't license Disney cartoons for this.
Well, how much television Disney cartoons were on television at this time?
It's a good point, actually. You would have had some shorts, maybe in. I'm trying to think in America, you had. Yeah. And it is a Warner movie, Sharon, so that's why.
Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. That was a connection, wasn't it?
that a bucket of KFC on the table on the counter at the front?
No. That's an ice bucket. The glasses are in a little paper bag next to it.
I wasn't sure if you got like a bucket of KFC and some Chinese food containers around it. I was thinking,
He's really got with the times if that's the case.
Thank you, Calbot. Lots. The Wonderful World of Disney was on Sunday, every Sunday at this time. Yeah, we didn't have the Wonderful World of Disney as that, but in the UK we had a strange thing on every holiday and bank holiday for years called Disney Time. And Disney Time was like a clip show of Disney movies hosted by a celebrity that was a thinly veiled attempt to advertise trips to Disney World.
So you had commercials every year. Yeah. And of course, both of us, it didn't work on either of us, did it, Andrew? None of us want to go to Disney ever.
Never.
At all?
Never.
Oh, I do love the architecture of this hotel.
It reminds me of that terrible hotel in Vegas, the Pyramid one.
The Luxor is a beautiful hotel. And
on the inside,
it's been cleaned up a little bit. I really like theming, like stupid themes. It's great. It's reminding me of Buck Rogers, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
this was filmed in San Francisco, right?
This was, yeah. I mean, it's probably worth remembering that Nicholas Meyer, he did a lot of TV work at one point.
Yeah.
So that's probably where we're seeing some of this.
I think the building in Buck Rogers was also filmed in San Francisco.
Mm.
Architects used to have fun, didn't they?
I think so. I think they used to. But also, what I will say is, for all the people who say about smoking and fossil-fueled cars, etc., look back then how grimy stuff is.
Everything is, yeah. Like
the concrete in particular.
It's gross.
And it's those pollutants that aren't in the air now, because concrete tarnishes fairly quickly.
This is goofy.
Yeah, exactly. Mad Matt saying why is this game afoot?
That was an interesting cut. A literal jump cut.
Possibly hell if I know. I don't know the American. I don't know the American thing about the EPA. Over here, we have this one called the Environment Agency, which is the equivalent of that. That guy looks like an older Larry Hagman behind him, but it isn't Larry Hagman.
Oof. Oof.
That's some top typing. Yes, exactly, Madman. Try the name Jack the Ripper. James is saying Buck Rogers was filmed. Buck Rogers in the 20th century was filmed at the Westin Bonaventure Hotel in LA.
LA. There we go. Oh, of course, the Westin Bonaventure. That obscure-looking sci-fi building.
Exactly, Sharon. Hospitals would wheel everyone, wheel the injured through the waiting room for everyone to see.
Mm-hmm. Good times. I do not miss my time working in the NHS and seeing the emergency rooms.
Yeah, but the scarier thing I found with the hospital is when you're in the A&E room and they ask you to go to a separate entrance and there's a doctor waiting for you.
Yeah, that's
that was
the quicker you get seen, the worse it tends to be.
That was when I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy. It was, can you go through that entrance, please, sir? Because they had to test if I had a stroke, which was fun.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, not a great deal has happened yet.
Not yet. It's engaging still. I'm interested in this character's journey.
I need to open an account with the Chartered Bank of London.
Yeah, same. Apparently, well, no, I'm a married man now. I don't have to. But the tellers are very interested in the English.
Yeah. How? Karen's saying it. So he's dead, yeah? Short movie then. Yeah, that'd be really short. And Jack the Ripper died in the future.
That's the exact line I used on my wife when we went dating. This is your
when
city.
You travelled from the past.
Show me around. Precisely, yes. When I opened up a bank.
When you opened up a bank account. Yeah, Mortimer, that doesn't sound great. Exactly, Eric. Welcome, Eric. I didn't see you joined us, my friend. That's why they never caught Jack the Ripper. He died in the future.
Yeah, this is a documentary, actually.
Are they in a revolving restaurant?
Yes, they are.
Oh, good news for those people coming to London at some point. What was the Telecom Tower has been sold. It's going to be a posh hotel now. And the revolving restaurant will be reinstated.
Ooh.
The reason I won't go in a revolving restaurant is I am catastrophically unlucky with every such thing. And I'd be in it and it would spin like a record turntable at high speed, knowing my luck.
I'm trying to be
James is saying,
now,
why isn't the hospital all in one room like in Wes Craven's New Nightmare?
Oh, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
Free love, women who like to show their ankles.
Oh, don't be so saucy. This is a wholesome family channel, Andrew. We can't be talking about such sluttery as that. Ankle showings? What is it next?
I'm not sure if there's actually proper continuity between the rotation outside and the filming, because they seem to kind of keep going back.
Well, like you said, it's like a record scratch. It goes forward a bit, reverses a touch. Oh wow! The more she talks, the worse it gets. Oh, his ice cream is actually giving me a lot of anxiety in the same way that in The Shining, Shelley Duvall's cigarette gives me anxiety. Oh God, someone don't... Yes, she has no filter at all.
She has no filter.
Typical first date discussion.
All I can say is, thank God that this woman did not live. Well, sure, she does, but Tinder was not around for this woman.
Does anyone have any
Matt,
good...
Strange the ice cream. I think, though, Mad Matt, the idea of the ice cream melting is almost a metaphor for his kind of arousal, potentially, from her. Getting hot under the collar.
It's so hot that it's melting. Yes, yeah. Potentially. You were right. Right on the money. Those ankles are totally exposed. Oh. Oh, if he goes to the UK, he'd have to drive sticky. You wouldn't be having none of this automatic nonsense.
Exactly. Phonic, that Honda does look amazing. However, it looks amazing because it was brand new back then. James, do it with the accent, please, if you expect me to read it out. It is one hell of a lunch break, Mad Matt.
I know.
I mean, it's normally 30 minutes to an hour. That's right, James. Nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels. Yeah, Immortal exactly. What's funny is the music makes this film sound like a family film at times, but it has horny San Franciscans and Jack the Ripper.
Is it because you took lunch breaks in the woods? Damn,
however, I am friends with Jack the Ripper. Does that make you nervous?
Yeah. I actually like this dynamic. I like the idea of a modern horny person chatting up a distinguished person from the past. It's a funny dynamic that I don't often see.
She does Phonic. She behaves like a horny anime character.
Just throwing herself at him.
She is a bit.
Oh, absolutely. She rushed out. Like I said, the moment she met him. How do you...
Is this still a lunch break? They're taking in a movie on the lunch break as well. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Wait a minute. When was this film made?
1979.
And it's based in
San Francisco. Sorry. It's based in 79.
So why were they seeing a war movie called The Exorcist 4?
I don't know. Oh dear.
Butterfly effect, time travel through off movie continuity.
Does she just like, with her job? I mean,
just go up whenever she please. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. This is before home working.
Well, technically, she's working with a client, so maybe it's a work lunch.
Calbot, that's right. The butterfly effect. His time travel threw off the movie continuity. In this continuity, Exorcist 2 made sense. Do you know what? I think we're going to have that at some point.
See, there's your Walt Disney representation, Andrew. The Mickey Mouse telephone.
It's probably worth a fortune right now.
Who would have such a gaudy telephone?
They were huge.
I know.
And Mickey Mouse phone. It's my friend Carrot. It's the bank. Wondering where I was.
Asking where I am.
I went out for a sandwich.
I brought the client home. It's fine. We went for a movie. We went to the woods. Had lunch.
The restaurant revolved at least 6 times.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, bloody hell!
You mean all morning?
No, it's been a whole day. The lunch took so...
Yeah, but Mortimer was saying, when you used to live in Windsor and as a resident back then, you had Windsor Borough Advantage cards with free access whenever you wanted to Windsor Castle, where you had your packed lunch. Yeah, that's understandable, but you didn't take in a movie and go walking in the woods and teach a time traveller to drive.
Make dinner at home, a candlelit dinner. Did she just put her glass in the middle of her food?
I think so. Yeah, you're right though, Mr. Swift. Those Mickey Mouse phones were a big deal. They're super expensive now. And Johnny's saying, how will this stop Skynet from being created? Definitely tells the 70s as well that a bank clerk can afford this fantastic apartment on her salary.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, says Mad Matt, Jack becomes overwhelmed with how many prostitutes need to be offed.
Yes, exactly.
Calbot, she's the head of foreign currency exchange.
Oh, hell if I know. I've dated women like this. I tried to set the mood, but all they wanted to do was head right into the sack as soon as possible. It's a heavy toll you.
It's a heavy burden.
Heavy burden, my friend, you coped with. Oh, right. Sorry, Miss Swift. She's not a collection accounts manager. Okay. That was an awkward kiss.
I've seen more awkward kisses.
Yes.
I've had more awkward kisses. It'll take me 15 minutes to disrobe. Do we have that much time, or do you need to be back for you after your lunch break?
Damn it, woman. Damn it, woman. Where is your collar starch?
Yes, old Johnny Devick. It is proper gentlemanly behaviour.
Yeah. Find me a prostitute who looks like she needs murdering. There we go. Perfect.
There's too many.
It is like a candy store for him, isn't it?
Why don't... Okay, so I do live in Las Vegas, and here we do have a lot of exotic ways to be entertained. Unfortunately, we do not have town criers calling out, "We got the hottest broads this side of the Mississippi," or people dancing in the streets like this. All they do is flick a card at you with this little like flick noise. There's no showmanship anymore.
Dom, I realise the crossover this film needs.
Go on.
Someone to help stop Jack the Ripper in the 70s. A cop. Dirty
It's
Harry.
a buddy. Oh. Yes.
Dirty Harry stopping a time-travelling Jack the Ripper. And you know David Warner could have pulled that off.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Malcolm looks like he's in love.
Oh, you didn't care about that yesterday, did you? I'm running late.
Look at you and I are just obsessed with this woman's work schedule.
Yeah, we are. Exactly. Funny. 24 hours late, no biggie.
Oh, you're finally back from your luncheon.
Oh, becomes the ultimate cyber psycho, Immortal Remus.
Can't help, I'm afraid, my dear, that you maybe brought this on yourself a little bit if you're feeling cheap and used by him. I mean, I'm assuming you sleep with any British customer who comes in. It's your morals may be a little loose, my friend.
Absolute nonsense. Look how charming he was.
Mm. You do realise, though, the solution would be to get a gun and kill Jack the Ripper in the future, just kill him in cold blood, because he has no record, identity, or anything there. He'd just be an unknown corpse.
A John Doe.
He would be, and the problem be solved. Film be solved. Go back to the past. All done.
What you do is you execute him mafioso style, stuff him into a barrel, and put him in Lake Mead. He'll never be found. Ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jack Doe.
Jack Doe Ripper.
I have to be fair, that Civic is very nice, but it's a
I'm loving all the cars here. Like,
well, that Civic's brand new then, and it's probably still on the road. That's when cars were really built well.
Yeah. Perfect car aesthetic here. When did you get your first electric toothbrush?
My first electric toothbrush I got Christmas 2022 off my wife.
That's your first electric toothbrush?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Yep. And it's a very nice one. It's a Oral-B IO ultrasonic. Does everything. That's been back for repair twice. It's wonderful.
Costs as much as the Colour 2 televisions that are there.
Yeah.
I'm just fascinated by the technology I'm seeing in this movie from 1979, like an electric toothbrush. I didn't think they were mainstream back then.
Yeah. Oh, look at the identity camera behind.
Yeah, I know that as well.
It's like a branch of Costco. Except in Costco now, they just hold the webcam up. Like, stand still. I'll take your photo.
Dom, do you have trouble in America with your English accent, or do you find yourself putting on one of those cringeworthy Englishmen putting on an American accents, I do soften my accent a little. Yes. Depends on how...
He looks like he's out a 70s group.
I was going to say, the glamour shot that he had when he walked in was quite funny. $40 guineas.
Well, that wouldn't make sense, even as a currency exchange.
Well, I think she's a touch enlightened now, so she's...
Yeah, but no, it still wouldn't make sense.
But yeah,
and why would this not make sense? Because this is 1979. The UK went decimal in 1971. So we had no concept that there just wouldn't be anything. You couldn't exchange guineas because we didn't have any guineas, halfpennies, or back then sovereigns would only be worth what they were in metal. Then you couldn't exchange them because they're not currency then.
Mm-hmm. Maybe there's like a hangover period, like when a new note comes into circulation and you have to use all your guineas.
Not 8 years, Dom, no.
Circulation was difficult back then. You couldn't just put it out on the internet and say, "Oi, everyone, turn in your guineas." Word of mouth. You're trying to pick holes in an otherwise flawless movie, Andrew.
Immortal Rumors is saying it would have been common getting rid of the old currency back then, wouldn't it? But not that way. You'd have to exchange the currency. Well, back then, your window for exchanging it wouldn't have been 8 years for exchanging the currency. But the way you would have done it is you would have just taken the currency to a bank in the UK and exchanged it. What you can do here is where you've got like old notes and things, a new issue note comes out, you can take it to a certain banks and you can actually swap the currency out. But what would happen is a guinea would have been... I'm trying to remember this. The guineas. James, goods are not still priced in guineas in the UK, my friend. James saying 21 shillings equals £1.05, and a guinea is £1.05. Yeah,
I fully believe James would carry around shillings and guineas if he could.
I believe he would. In fact,
I've legal tender.
In fact, I've borderline got evidence that James might be Jack the Ripper.
We're turning you in, James. It's too late.
Yeah.
This has all been an elaborate honeypot.
James, I don't wear suits from Savile Row, my friend. But I do buy high-priced computer equipment in the past through work and things of hundreds of thousands of pounds, and I've never had to quote in guineas.
Yeah.
Mad Matt, there are no new guineas. There's old guineas, and then you had pennies and things.
Oh God. Oh, dude.
A woman of loose morals.
Goes about gallivanting, showing her ankles off to anyone. What fictional detective, if you had to pretend to be a detective in a different country, would you use? Because Sherlock Holmes is obviously out.
I'd be Mrs. Columbo.
That might poke holes in your in your disguise. Oh, I'm trying to think of the hell I'd use. Do you reckon I could get away with Phil Marlowe?
Mad Max like Inspector Clouseau.
Exactly, James. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what makes the joke work. He didn't expect anyone would know. I'd say that a hand calligraphied letter would be very obscure, but it's San Francisco. Everyone uses calligraphy there, much like Sexton Blake.
She's got a very nice apartment.
When the foyer has like 2 pieces of art. Beautiful vista there as well.
Yes, that's right. I will be known as Kate, and I will love mysteries. I'll also be known as Catherine Janeway. Yeah. Walter was saying, anyone who writes a threat in calligraphy is not to be messed with. Do you guys not have to do Americans at school? Did you have to, Dom? You must have to do cursive writing, which is basically calligraphy.
Yeah, if you look at any of my handwriting,
I don't write that way anymore now. Particularly,
I do.
You still use joined up writing, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, we had to at school.
Good God, no! I can't reveal any of these notes. These are my work notes.
Careful, they're going to walk into an invisible Klingon bird of prey in a minute.
There you go. I'll write something for everyone to see with a nice big pen. Just don't want to ruin everything that I have.
Don't worry, Dom. Don't worry. Do you know what, though? I'm getting very strong Star Trek 4 vibes, even to bits of it, the convincing the love interest of the time travel.
Yeah. Yes, so this is how I write normally, which is cursive and barely legible. You have to remember I'm an English major, so I can barely write, and I worked with doctors. My shorthand is illegible. I can also write incredibly fine, not as in well, but tiny. And I mainly write with a very fine-tipped pencil, so that absolutely no one can read whatever I'm writing.
Knocking on the door. Ripper! Jack the Ripper!
Oh no, he's rocking the double denim.
Oh, double denim waistcoat. He looks like an evil 70s Steve Jobs with that polo neck as well.
Oh. Excuse me, says James Hillier. We're looking for the worst dressed man in San Francisco.
But he's still got a pocket watch on, so he's... So we're looking for a hipster. Mary Joanna?
Ah, yes, the Mary Jane. Immortal Remus is 100% correct. David Warner's acting is incredible, and he does nail the Predator vibes with just his expressions alone.
Exactly. James is a proto-hipster, and Sharon's right. Not really much has happened, and we have about 30 minutes left, yeah.
It's just the premise and the threat, isn't it? We know what's possible. But it's funny that most of the action's happening off screen, and that's, again, why it feels like a TV movie.
Yeah.
Because we're just learning about it, and it's all, like, character work.
Oh, I love it. It's like a little blood tear.
Yes, exactly. That's lovely.
Okay, what's he doing in the disabled toilet?
I think he's just feeling guilty that he went into the disabled bathroom. Oh, they were hiding in there until closing time.
In the other disabled toilets?
Yeah.
What's happened to her work?
Another lunch break?
She works hard. She works a good hour a day at the bank before she goes off on an extended lunch break.
At least. And from what we've seen, most of her work is chatting with her colleagues. It's the flux capacitor.
Exposition.
Yes, we call this the MacGuffinator. Thank you, Calvert.
Exactly, Calvert. It's the MacGuffin. We need this to advance the plot.
Yes.
Why don't we just nip forward to...
late for work.
Why don't we just go forward in time, say 31 years? No, 41 years. Even. 41 years. Have a lovely day. The flashometron light is flashing, so we've obviously done something.
Wait, what does that say? The little embroidered pocket that's inside of his little car. I thought it said Wells, but I guess it doesn't.
It's the fact she'll be like, my God, next Saturday we're in the far-flung future.
It would be so much more of an effort to convince people nowadays that you've traveled in time and not think it's some elaborate prank.
Oh, yeah.
You edited the newspaper.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Exactly how if I know there's going to be one hell of a lightning storm tonight. Amy Robbins found dead. Promiscuous woman from bank on extended lunch break goes missing.
Known for her extensive lunch breaks, sometimes lasting up to a week. At her funeral, everyone's just like, she loved her lunches.
Sharon's saying, what would it take these days for someone to make us believe that they are a time traveller? Well, I don't know, to be honest.
You're a time traveller, eh? Prove it. What happened yesterday? Or tomorrow?
Back where? Back
to the future.
Past. Back to the past. Exactly, Calbot. Take her back to 1885. Hide her in a
Yes.
Hide her in 1885 in a rural
As a teacher.
in a rural town in California. Some kind of a valley with hills around it.
Yes.
She could be a school teacher.
Gotta go back to the past, Samurai Jack.
My husband was obsessed with dragging me through time in his time machine.
Oh my god, that wallpaper. What is happening on that wallpaper? Oh no! What is that thing on top of the television? It's haunting.
It is quite, isn't it? Here's a thing you could do. Go back in time and stop him taking a time machine in the first place. Just remove the key from it.
Yeah.
Or go back in time and alert the police the fact Jack the Ripper was in your house when he's unsuspecting of being caught. So you're going to see the newspaper fade. It'll say clock tower struck by lightning instead.
Yes.
Yeah, but Sharon's saying just take the time machine anywhere in time and that'll keep the Ripper trapped in 79. Yeah, but what they're saying is, Sharon, he doesn't want to leave the Ripper there doing what he wants.
Yeah.
But also they are kind of... The problem is, they're also really, like, the police don't seem to have any interest in catching a serial killer.
Oh no. Oh god, why? Why would you have a clown there?
They could go back and stop disco. My god, look at that guy dancing in the American flag shirt.
Without disco, there's no funk. You've got to leave disco.
Yeah, exactly. Saturday Night Ripper, Immortal Rimus.
To get a gun. There we go. I'll simply beat him to death with my mitts.
The thing is the Ripper not at risk of being caught by any of the 70s TV detective shows at the time, like Starsky and Hutch or Hawaii? No, it's Hawaii, isn't it? But
maybe Magnum
Columbo
PI
could have
is on
caught him.
vacation. Oh, that's 80s, I suppose.
Columbo. Barnaby Jones could have caught him. Kojak. Jim Rockford.
Yeah.
Barney Miller. Charlie's Angels. There's all these people. Quincy could have caught him.
Who was the detective in the show Vegas? Was he a detective?
I don't know. God, that disco looks awful.
Why does everyone hate disco? Dan Tanner.
Sharon saying my money's on Jim Rockford catching it. Yeah, but we need to check, is the tyre flat on the top or the bottom? You work as fast as you can repairing the puncture.
You fix the car, I'll... You just missed H.G. Wells say my favourite quote of this film. The first man to raise his fist has run out of ideas. That is a glorious quote, Immortal Remus. What's the number for 911? I refuse to believe the streets of San Francisco are this clean. There's only a modicum of trash on the floor.
That's right.
Out of order?
Hello, operator. Sharon, wrong city for Superman.
Eat razor blades. Oh, I see. Oh, look at that vehicle. It's beautiful.
Oh, that Merc. A proper classic Mercedes. Oof.
Hang on. Wait. Did he just run to a phone booth, go, damn, out of order, and then immediately go to the next, like yes. 2 feet away and find one that was working? That's... this movie should have been a parody. It really should have been, because there's so many like well-timed jokes that if it was a joke, it would be perfect. Oof. God, they work fast.
I do. But it's like the police don't have any... Beyond retrieving the bodies, the police don't seem to have any interest in catching the murderer. Them.
When was the Zodiac killer? It was the 70s, right?
I believe so.
How did they not tie that in?
I don't know.
That would have been my first thought.
Was that the dog was telling him to kill people?
No. That was they never caught the Zodiac either.
Oh, Son of Sam was the
the
dog.
There we go. Oh, there what did I say? My man, could you have purchased a more ill-fitting shirt? I'm going to leave you alone, defenseless, for a few minutes.
Well, what's the side thing he's got to do? The side quest he's got to go on?
Were you fired for taking too many lunch breaks?
And sleeping with the guests. Surely it would be prudent for him. I don't want your backwashed dregs of 150-year-old brandy or whatever it is. Surely it would be prudent to place her somewhere safe, like with the police.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah. Or how about taking her back in time 100 years, leave her in his house in the past, safe and sound, till the Ripper's been caught, then go back and get her. Medication and brandy. It's an award-winning combination.
Yeah. Oh, his side quest is get a gun. Look how nervous that man looks. How would you let that man buy a gun? Come on. He's like, I'm not sure if I can do this. Yes, thank you. Arrest that man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the Valium.
Yes, they should have cast Dick Miller as the gun dealer, James.
He wouldn't have made it, though, would he?
Good point, Mad Matt. Did he just fast forward time travel 15 days for the gun purchase waiting period?
S. Holmes. I love it. I need to know the origin behind why the British refer to the word lieutenant as lieutenant.
Well, just why we pronounce it differently. We don't say lieutenant, do we? We say lieutenant.
I want to know why. I need answers.
I don't know. This is the pitch for the movie.
Because he's not the right tenant. Mad Matt. Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Exactly. Where's Dr. Silverman, Eric? Oh, he's got a nice set of medical tools he took with him.
They look kind of grim, actually. They don't look that well maintained.
Well, I don't know. Bear in mind that he probably brought them with him from the past.
Take a look, you cretinous idiot.
Oh, yeah. Immortal says a stenographer. But it's...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It's a very strange kind of shorthand they use with those machines.
I need to find who designed this set. They're insane. What is that Tomcat painting?
Maybe it's all indie stuff for the era, kind of cool.
Ooh, I like the Dutch angle there.
It does feel very TV movie at the moment.
Yeah. It's going to fade to commercial soon.
That's an angle.
Yep. Not quite Dutch, but it's an angle.
Like someone set the camera up and it just turned 90 degrees.
Yeah. Hiding behind the Belgian angle. Hiding behind the doily. A trick of my own playbook. He really checked behind the door.
Yeah.
It's because that's where he hid, I'm telling you. Oh, that's a knife.
That's going to be a great way of sneaking up on the house.
Yeah, put the sirens blaring.
Yeah.
It might scare him off.
Yeah. It looks fine here. Only looks like
it's about to say that it's walking.
Jack the Rippering.
Oh, the carpet in there is hideous.
Oh.
Wow. Oh.
That's a lot of chopping. Oh dear. I'm sorry we didn't believe you're the Jack the Ripper.
Turns out, you're kind of right. Just don't say I told you so. James! If they can find the other hand, they might find the murderer.
Well, we've got 12 minutes to the end of the end credits.
Wow.
Film's got a lot of stuff to happen very quickly.
To do.
Yeah. Whose hand was it then? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a lot of lunch break in this movie. Exactly, Johnny. This film will end with next time on Time After Time.
If you fall,
exactly, Sham. With time
you.
travel at your disposal, there's literally nothing you can't fix.
Pretty much. Which is kind of meaningless given that you've been slashing at people a lot.
You know what, though? I just hope no one's removed that crystal thing from the time machine.
Yeah, I really hope so too. Otherwise, it sucks to be him.
It would be unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Oh.
Oh dear. Well, so far, H.G. Wells hasn't actually really done anything in the story particularly.
No, he's been trying to convince others that, well, he is a pacifist as well. That's probably why we've had such little action from him. He's trying to be an upstanding gentleman and fix problems without violence.
Mad Matt saying, remove the crystal. Some random kid saves the day. Corey Feldman or our hero. Or maybe it'll be the janitor pulled me out for cleaning. That would be interesting in more promise. Imagine now if Dr. Samuel Beckett leapt right into the body of H.G. Wells in this movie right now, with minutes to savour in the ultimate crossover.
That's great. Sam, you're in the body of H.G. Wells in the year 1979.
Ziggy says he'd better kill Jack the Ripper to leap.
Just usual San Francisco driving, in my opinion.
Yeah. Do you get the feeling the studio said it's got to have a car chase in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What you mean there's no big action set pieces? You gotta have the action set pieces.
Yep.
Can something explode?
James is saying, is the Ripper wearing a seatbelt? Was that car even fitted with a seatbelt back then?
Yeah. Yeah, Sharon, it's best not to look at gas prices from any movie that's in the past. It just hurts.
No.
It hurts the soul.
That's true. Cowbot, it's the 70s. No one's wearing a seatbelt. Mad Matt's saying they need to crash into a fruit cart and two guys carrying a big pane of glass back and forth.
Wah, wah. Yeah, James is right. A big pane of glass would be bad for Mr. Warner.
That's right.
Doesn't have the best experience with them.
Old fool. Oh, what's this?
It is.
Hang on, something weird going on here. The broadcast says it's about to end.
Oh.
Can't. No, it isn't. I think it's just something weird.
Interesting.
Don't worry. I think that's weird. It's not. Okay, that's good. Don't know what's going on there.
It is fantastic having these two titans act opposite one another. It's phenomenal. It really is.
Here we go. Automatic return. Oh dear. He fell into a 1970s...
Doctor Who ending.
Yeah.
I don't rightly know. Oh, don't place your bets on that. He'll be trapped in disco forever.
That's right.
There's worse fates.
I can't think of many.
Oh, where are we with our poll, by the way?
Well, we'll
Is
be
Thread
announcing the
still
results in just a moment, as soon as we finish the watch party. Not quite. Do you know what, though? I'm struggling to see a bond between them.
That's true.
And now he's back in the sweetest little time machine ever seen.
You'll meet another British person if you keep working at the bank, don't worry.
Oh, you can come back to me. We've got wonderful things like dysentery and cholera.
Simply the best.
And then they broke up and she moved to America and became a school teacher in 1885. Did the time machine levitate earlier? I thought it just kind of sat where it was and went through time. I didn't think it levitated. And why is it now faded?
It levitates.
Okay, and there we go.
Immediately to... Where's HG now? Well, he's dead in 1927.
Well, there we go, everybody. That was Time After Time. Let's take comments from the community. Dom first.
I love this film. I think it's fun. I think it's goofy, it's silly, but
yeah,
it is cute. Cute is probably the best.
Fun, but a mess.
Oh, yeah. Well, the premise alone is a mess. It's like kids in the playground came up with the premise.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what the community have to say. Okay, so Hell if I know, a little long. Sharon, it's fun. Phonic, cute little movie, a bit dull but has its charm. Immortal Rumors, a crazy but fun idea for a story. Fan fiction for the term extended. Calbot, it was fun. Thinking out the time travel too hard will hurt your brain. Sharon, good fun with a good group and discussion. Eric, not going to watch it again anytime soon. Sorry. That's okay. I had fun with you guys watching it and we had a great time tonight. But we will be... Right, let's do our poll. Dom, can you see the poll on YouTube?
I cannot.
Okay, the answer is...
I don't know where to look.
We will be watching at a future point. Not next week, but I put it in the schedule. We will be watching Threads.
You want us to suffer, don't
Threads,
you guys?
with a 61% of the vote. So we're going to watch Threads at some point. So that'll be really uplifting. Miss Swift says that film was long and interesting. Johnny says, not sure what to make of this. It was a movie and it was a good time. Threads is very intense, Sharon. Oof. Whew.
I know of it only in hearsay and myth and legend. I've never seen the film, so
yeah.
This will be
in
fun.
fact, I'll let our friend James, if he's in the chat, summarize Threads up in a few words without spoiling it for the audience, as he so excellently does. So we're going to be back in 7 days, and we're going to be watching the original Pet Sematary, which we've never watched before. Realised it's a bit of a hole in our catalogue of things we've not seen, so we will be watching it. So Pet Sematary will be there in 7 days, and that'll be a good time. Yeah. I understand if people don't want to watch. Ms. Swift is saying might skip Threads. It might be a bit too much for me. See how you get on with it. It's a really interesting film. James Helly's saying kitchen sink realism meets radiation poisoning. Pretty much. So we're back in 7 days to watch Pet Sematary. Threads is on the schedule for the near future, but it's not next week. It's not in the next couple of weeks, but it is on the schedule. So I plugged a hole with that tonight. So we're back in 7 days. Please be kind to each other. Stay safe. Don't go creating time machines and chasing Jack the Ripper through time. It's not a good idea. We know that. But until then, everyone, have a great night, and we'll see you in 7 days. So until then, good night.
Bye-bye.